Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Now this is not something I'd normally report on, but you'll find out why I am reporting on it once I get into details. Yesterday there was a fire at a transmitting site local to me. This is the Bilsdale television and radio transmitting station located in the North Yorkshire Moors. Now obviously that will have taken out all the television and radio reception, or at least most of the radio reception in this area. Some of it comes from other transmitters, but the television reception is gone. Unless you've got a satellite dish or get your television over the internet using like BBC iPlayer, ITV Hub, that sort of thing. So, to me, I'm not bothered by any of that because I don't listen to any of the radio stations that are transmitted from that site. The only radio station I listen to, I can get online. And I don't watch any TV as I do not have a television licence at this time, and I do not care to buy a television licence as there's just nothing on TV for me to watch that I would like. I'm not going to go too much into that. What is not so well known about the Bilsdale station is that there are mobile phone transmitters on that mast as well. So mobile phones in that part of the North Yorkshire Moors, in that part of North Yorkshire, yeah, you're going to find they're not going to work. Internet services through the normal telephone lines and your Wi-Fi won't be affected, obviously, but if you want to go out and use your mobile phone, chances are it's not going to work. If you need a phone, find a phone box if you can. There aren't many of them left. If you need to keep in touch with someone that you're out and about with, I have the solution already, and I've always had the solution already to this. This is PMR 446, a license-exempt radio communication service that anyone can use without any qualifications. You don't need to take an exam, you don't need to buy a license, nothing. Just buy the radios for a one-off cost, and there you go. Some of them run off rechargeable batteries, some of them can run off both rechargeables and normal batteries, so you can just buy batteries if you need to, and they all talk to each other. That one's a bit crackly. I think there's something wrong with it. So, I'm not going to worry too much about that right now, because that's not what this video is about. The other option is CB. Now, the only CB radios I've got in here at the moment are these handheld ones. This is a Intec H520 Plus handheld CB transceiver. Now, CB is a good system to use because you have 40 channels. Unfortunately, in the handheld form factor, turn that all the way up there. So, in the handheld form factor, you get aerials like that are very, very short, although you can buy longer ones. I do actually have a longer one. So these will work as well over a short distance with the aerials that they've got, but I can't see them working any further than that. In the 80s, you used to get, I've got one actually, used to get CB radios that had very long telescopic antennas on them. I do have another CB antenna on its way from China. I'm just waiting for that to arrive, which might not arrive for a few days yet because it's obviously got to come from China. So CB radio is another option if you're out and about in this area where the mobile phones don't work around the Bilsdale transmitter. There's a lot of rural communities around there, and they've all pretty much been cut off because of this fire. So until obviously the operator of the site can get temporary equipment in, then there's basically going to be nothing from that site at all, and those rural communities will be cut off unless, of course, they have radio equipment and people can hear them on the other side. So this is where I say do not rely on mobile phones. Do not ever rely on them. They cannot be relied on, especially when things like this happen, like infrastructure fires, vandalism, anything like that that could cause the mobile phones to go down, technical faults, whatever. Do not rely on your mobile phone for any purpose. It's just unreliable. The mobile phone system in this country, and pretty much any country, relies on infrastructure, and if that infrastructure is damaged, it just simply cannot work. Whereas things like this, no infrastructure at all, it's just a radio, talks to another radio, and there you go, no infrastructure to worry about. It just works. This is why I've always advocated people having CB radios in their cars or in the house, and it's not an expensive thing to do. And those PMR 446 radios are also not very expensive to have. So always good to keep them, because in time of anything failing on the mobile phone network, you're still in contact with people. So this is exactly why I've released this video, because it's once again, this fire at Bilsdale has thrown up the weakness in the mobile phone infrastructure, that it can and will fail even if things like this happen. So this is why I've always advocated two-way radio equipment, because it just simply works, it's tried and tested, and you don't even need a license for half of the stuff that I've just shown here. You just need to buy the equipment and use it. And that's pretty much covered this subject. So at the time of filming this, as far as I'm aware, there is no timetable, timescale or anything for when the services at Bilsdale will be restored, which obviously includes mobile phone reception from all of the major UK networks. All of them are affected. So if you live in those rural communities, chances are you'll probably be getting this over copper wire internet if you do see it, and you know, that's probably your only means of communication, but even that can be subject to failing, which is why I always advocate two-way radios, because if everything else stops working, two-way radio to fall back on, you're good, you're still in contact. So it's Paul, Mike 0 Whiskey November uniform, or 26 Charlie Tango 730 if you catch me on 11 metres and PMR 446, or just for general natter on the CB, it's just the red squirrel will suffice. Now, obviously, there's people in the communities affected by the fire at the Bilsdale mast. Keep yourselves safe, get yourselves radios if you can get out to somewhere to get them, or have them delivered if you've still got access to the internet, which you should have, provided it's done over the normal copper telephone lines or fibre optic if that's available to you. And that way, if should this happen again, you'll still all be in contact with each other. So, as we say in the amateur radio world, 7.3 for now, or on the CB back in the days, 10.10 we'll do it again, or just bye for now really. And as I said, mobile phones, do not rely on them.